Alright, now we're good. Sweet. Sorry for stopping and starting. I had to grab something real quick. Anyway, I started to say, uh, I put a permit request in for adding a wood stove in my living room, which is kind of fun, so that's cool. I hope they approve my permit at the city office or whatever. We'll see. Hello. Hey, how goes it? Happy Friday for you, right? If it's already in the morning over there. There we go. I worked on this for a few minutes earlier today. Nice. So we've got these little ski lift platforms now, which are cool. And we do need to add those in, and I'm happy with got it. No videos to make this week. Tired. Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Rest is good. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So this one is fun because you need to shoot the acorn down because it's being carried by the drone. But if you shoot, it went the wrong way. If you uh-oh. Okay, we're fine. If we shoot it right now, it'll fall off the island. So I need to shoot it once it's over the island. Oh no. That was the right moment to shoot it. Ah. There we go, we got it. There we go. Yeah, no, sorry, it's been a long week and stuff to be tired about. There it went. So this one, in order to get this one, if I shoot it when the drone is out over the, whatever, the empty space over there, it'll just fall into nothingness, and you'd have to restart to get it, so that's kind of fun. You have to hit it at the right time. But this is going to be the ski lift, and there's going to be 3 little lights on this, and if you hit all 3 of these bells... if you hit all 3 of the bells, it's going to turn the lights on, and then the ski lift will work. And then the ski lift will go... Hey! Ski lift will go to the next part of the island. So, that's kind of fun. But, I think I might change gears a little bit. And spend a few minutes working on making this guy shoot. Because, good to not get too wrapped up all in one part or the other part. We're probably not going to get this working tonight yet, but we'll get a start on it, right? Because we've got a couple pieces. There's 2 big pieces left. We need to make the hammer and the trigger work. And then we also need to make the we also need to make the magazine insert. So we have those things to do. So let's get to it. So the first thing is we want the hammer and the trigger to operate together. Because just like the revolver, this is a double to single action. So potentially we can copy that code from the revolver that we've already got ready, which would make this simpler, potentially. There's the caveat there that the slide is also going to affect how the hammer works, so that's going to be an added component. So we are going to have to make some changes, but we can start from there. So if we look at the script here, let's start with the hammer. Let's make it so you can drag the hammer around. So if we look for the hammer script we already have for the revolver, and then let's add a script to this hammer. Throw this in. Okay. Now, we could also record new noises, because we'll copy the sounds for now, but we will plan on swapping out for fresh ones. How's your morning bed? Work-wise or just morning-wise, going okay? Let's see. So we want to look at the hammer. Hammer right there. Okay. Copy, and let's put those here. Good. Oh, and we need a click area for it as well, and we'll make that fresh. But here, there's one thing we really need to be aware of here. Looking for job stuff. Nice. Yeah. That can be stressful. Best of luck. There's one like hidden setting in here. Again, in the click position, we've got those all set to 1. Is that right? Yeah, I guess so. But it is... let's see, where is it? There's like a... Maybe it's on the collision shape itself. Here we go, the margin. That's the important part. We need to be aware of the margin. So, make an area, give it a collision shape, and give it a very small margin. So let's do that. Area. Slow start today. Lots of meetings, yeah. For sure. That's never the most fun, but for me at least, I'll be like, well, at least I was doing something. I wasn't completely off task. I was At least my butt was in a chair. Lots of ideas by the boss, but not enough people to work on it. Makes sense, yeah. Makes sense, makes sense. I guess, at least good to have stuff to do potentially, as opposed to, I don't know, I've definitely sometimes been in this spot where there's nothing to do, and then you're just like, well, area. I guess I'd prefer there be nothing to do than have there be too much to do. Hammer, click area, and add a collision shape. And we're just going to make it a box. I wonder if a sphere is more efficient, honestly, but give it a box. And then this box is going to be way too big. Shrink that guy down, and then yeah, something like that. Now the big issue here is we don't want this to overlap or conflict with like these other click areas. So we want to make sure that we set the margin very low. As low as it will go. Because otherwise it accepts clicks like over here, or like 5 inches away. 5 inches away. Daunting to see the list of tasks keep growing. Yeah. No, 100%. Makes sense. Kind of like an overwhelmed feeling is never fun. And now I daren't. Okay, let's look at this. So we're emitting signals. It's gonna expect to have an instance on the trigger object, which isn't gonna exist yet. But that's easy to fix. Okay, is any of this not going to apply? Okay, we're not going to do any cylinder rotating. So that's actually going to simplify this. Okay. Let's see if that's anywhere else in here. Not that gonna work. Yeah, no worries, totally. I mean, COVID. Good question. It is definitely getting better. There was definitely a spike this past winter. But you do pretty good at having a chart here. Here we go. So this is our area here. And let's see. So in the city, which is where I live, St. Paul, looks like January was the bad part. Now it's getting better. Not that it's perfect yet, but getting better. So that's nice. I've got the booster as well, so that helps. How about for you, and how about over there? Struck. That's good. So yeah, we're gonna need to do a couple things at the top level. We could try to do this all in one fell swoop, I suppose. And this is not very, do not repeat myself of me just to be copying and pasting these bits, but there will be parts that are different. Getting a spike now, shoot. Sorry. It sucks. Are vaccines fairly available, or are they harder to get where you're at? Let's see. Trigger. Oh, during an election? That just throws an extra wrench in the system, I suppose. Shoot. Let's see. Where's the trigger script? There is vaccines available. Nice, good deal. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually really cool. So if I have two scripts with the same name, it shows the name of their parent, or parent folder as well. That's really smart. I didn't know Godot would do that. Election is probably making it worse. Yeah, I could see that. How does it work? For election, do you guys have a day off to go vote? And then like in-person polling places, and you like stand in a line and fill out a ballot with a pencil and then drop it in a box and that sort of thing? US, it's not a day off. It's usually like on a Tuesday or something that we vote, which is kind of goofy because then a lot of people can't vote because they have to work. Right? Silly. You can vote by mail, but that sometimes is hard too. So whatever. Can be some goofiness. Okay, we want to copy this. Paste it in here. That's all good. Have a day for going to vote. I think that's the way it should be. I think that's smart. So that's good. Okay. Now this guy doesn't deal with the cylinder at all, so that's good. This might be verbatim. Now there's going to be some settings here that are different, but yeah, I could potentially reuse this code and not just copying and paste it. So for now, this is fine. But if we get 10 different ones, we'll think of a way to subclass this. It shouldn't be too tricky. Alright, so we've got that. These values we're going to have to change. And the trigger is going to need a trigger click area. So, and some sound effects as well. So if we look at the sound effects, we've got a trigger reset. That's the only sound here. With the COVID spike, it's still alright. Most of the cases are mild. Yeah. Good. Yeah, totally. It's wild to see the difference, right, of what the vaccine makes, you know? Like, it reduces your chance of dying by 97% or whatever it is. Like, not your chance of getting it, but your chance of, being really hurt by it. Pretty amazing. Let's see, we need to click area on this guy. So, area. And he needs a collision shape, but first of all, let's get that in the right spot. Yeah, it looks about right. And let's see. Got any plans for the weekend? Doing anything cool or interesting? I've been learning a little bit about solar panels, which seem kind of fun, so I might set up a little solar power setup. Nice. Have you been prevented from seeing her due to the pandemic? Like, would you have to travel? Like, that really sucks. That you haven't been able to see her. Let's see, area and a collision shape. Box and ooh, there we go. If I just type in here for starters, and then I can adjust it from there. Yeah, that's much better. Alright. Oops, that's the wrong one. There, and then why don't we try, maybe go like this way, and then that way. There we go. Probably doesn't need to have you be able to click all the way up there. Something like that probably is good. Hold on, I just moved it in the X direction. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Still centered, right? I think so. Pretty close enough. Gotcha. Sure. Just playing it safe. It's smart. Makes sense. Sucks though. So yeah, totally. Hopefully things get better. Okay, I think that's good. So then we've got to wire a couple things up at the top level here. So we're going to want to compare this to this. So, and I need to connect the signals, like, with your own families, sure. Like, it's been 2 years since you've seen her? Like, that's a long time. Yikes. Like, 2 years, not at all? 2 years straight? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to, protect. Yikes. Wow. Well, then, extra much so. I hope things get better soon. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, so these two we're gonna need. Actually, all of those we're gonna need. Here we go. Okay, so too long. Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. That's whack. Let's see, so, Wish I could have had a way to... No, sorry, yeah. Let's see. What was the bit I pasted there? So this is what I have in here so far. And this is good. So let's be a little bit more granular about what I copied. We want to add this to the ready function. So that's just going to go here. And we can bring that comment with it. Connects equals directly if we type the function name. Yeah, that would be nice. For sure. And let's see. So we do need these both like this. So, okay, these go here, I'd say, just to keep all my listeners together, but then we definitely want to make sure now is the time to wire this up. An input event. I always take off the leading underscore. I know it's supposed to be like a private method or a handler, but I'm not a huge fan of boilerplate things like that. It just feels a little arbitrary to me, so I've left it off. Not that there's anything wrong with it, just personal preference. Now that function we're going to need to grab as well, so let's grab this. I really should put this code in a reusable place, but I'm just going to get this working for a moment, and then we can always make it look pretty later. Let's see. Oh yeah, we can. We can do that, but we're gonna do that in a minute. The other part that we're gonna need to do here is okay. So make sure we get both those listeners. We need the trigger listener as well. Just like that. Cool. So those are all connected. The other thing we're going to need to do is just tweak these values. So let's look at the hammer, for example. Right, so max rotation and min rotation. What do we want these to be? Let's see. So this is not a Makarov, but it's something similar to a Makarov, right? So when it's cocked back, that's kind of what it looks like. So we're going to want something kind of like that. So if we go here, and we take the hammer, uh-oh. The origin for this guy is not good. Eee. That sucks. I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't know if I can do that. That's not what I want. Yeah, let's do a quick search. But if not, I'll just re-export it. So let's see. Yeah, we could just reparented it as well, and that would work. That would be easier. But it does kind of goof up the way I've been doing it, so let me take a stab at it. I'll maybe do a git commit just so I have a backup so I can revert if I need to. And let's see. What kind of games do you like playing? You probably already told me this, so sorry if I forgot. I do a lot of Escape from Tarkov is the game I probably play most often. I used to play a lot of Counter-Strike, which is a lot of fun as well. Zelda games are good. A lot of old games. Metroid Prime, Echoes on like the GameCube is fun. I would believe that, yeah. Can't change the origin unless you extract the mesh instance to a non-inherited node, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, there we go. So we've got a backup. Alright, so I'm going to close out of here. And this usually works. Interesting, sure. Yeah. Makes sense, makes sense. Nice. PUBG sounds like a lot of fun. I haven't ever played it, but I watched it and enjoyed watching it. Rainbow Six Siege, I feel like I've played other games in that. Amnesia? I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. Like a spooky. An older spooky. Survival horror. Survival horror? So like, oh, and there's a sequel. Oh yeah, hi. I'm not 100% certain that's a real person, but if it is, it's good of you to stop by. Hello. is it similar to gameplay? Here we go. Afraid of the darkness mechanic. Starts messing with your dudes. Nice. Very cool. I'll have to check it out. Have you done the sequel yet? Or got to play any of it? Aliens Isolation. I'd say I don't know that one either. I'm bad. There's a different game that it was reminding me of just a little bit, but I'm not remembering the name of it, so that's alright. But, so here's my Makarov model. I spent too much time modeling this, but I'm happy with how it turned out, so it's all good. But if I go to the hammer, make sure there's no magazine, yeah. Go to the hammer and let's go move origins. Yep. There we go. Maybe somewhere, because like the real thing, where does it pivot from? Haven't finished the sequel. Got it. Nice. Soma. Okay, nice. The art looks cool. Almost like a Subnautica kind of underwatery. Let's see. And thought-provoking. Like, just has a good story and like covers some interesting topics kind of thing. Like interesting scenarios to be like, what's the right thing to do in this sort of situation kind of thing. Let's see. So it pivots kind of like straight down from where the handle is, if you see that. So we don't have to be very precise about it, but I think right about there is more where we want it to be. Because then, maybe even down a little bit more. Because it needs to fully pivot out of the way so the slide can go past it, right? So it's going to pivot down. Maybe that's too far, though. Maybe that's too far. Oh, like right there. Let's try that. Nice. Yeah, those are always good. Does that look right? I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's maybe rotated a little too far. That I would believe. I think my hammer geometry isn't super great either, because right, I'm just wondering if it's not meant to be flat. That's okay, we'll fiddle with that later. I'm not too worried about that. But something like, because it has to go flat enough that well, this slide's got a cutout for that, though. Right? That's a good point. Like the slide doesn't have to completely slide past it, right? Because like if I I've got this guy, right? You can see the back of the slide. There's a cutout there, right? So the slide is actually going around the hammer. You know? So it, from the side, it would look like the slide's not going to fit, but it actually kind of like hooks over it, you know? So that's cool. So that makes more sense. So I think something like that is probably fine. And then it'll ride through. So I think that rotation point looks better. Cool. Cool. And then we'll need to do the same thing for the trigger as well. So it is unloaded. It is unloaded. Yes. Good question. That is very important. Empty schmempty. So origins. Definitely don't want to get hurt doing stupid things. That is never a good plan. Oh wait, that's the wrong item. Here we go. And then let's say like right about there. How does that look like in our picture? Yeah, I mean, it actually is kind of like a straight up. I'm not sure if I believe this picture perfectly. For sure. There. Oh, wait, hold on. My face is way too big still. That was not the intention. There we go. Couldn't even see what I'm looking at. Yeah, absolutely. Always need to treat real guns with respect and a healthy dose of fear, or fear is maybe the wrong word, but yeah. Yeah, thanks. Just caught that. Alright. There is our origin. So now if we rotate this properly, that seems alright. That seems alright. Cool. If anything, I wonder if we put it even back here more, what would that feel like? No, I like it in the other spot better. And yeah, how's that? How's that? Yeah, I think that's the best spot. Ideally, it wouldn't clip into the trigger guard. I could move it up a little bit, but or I could move the I could move the origin up a little bit more. What'd that do? Oh yeah, that's the ticket. That looks closer to what I think it should look like. Alright. Cool. Alright, that's enough fiddling with that. So I do, yeah, I do. Maybe that's silly, but yeah, I just have all my Blender models and everything in the in my Git repository, because whatever. You can always revert then if I foobar something up. Alright, so that's good. So now let's export this. Yeah, it's just all in Git. They're text files, right? They're just really big text files. And I put images and stuff in there too, because why not? It's all just going on my hard drive anyway, so just gives me a free backup, right? Alright, let's do... We want to not include anything that's hidden, so we want to say include visible, and then we want to say apply modifiers, and export. Yeah. So usually Godot doesn't complain too much if I do this. So if I go like this and get back into Godot, and there we could see a little just flash of like updating the assets. So now if we get back into the Makarov, now our origin should be fixed, hopefully. Let's look. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Now we just have to reposition my click area, because that was based on the old origin, but that's fine. Easy peasy. And the same for the trigger. Yep. Something like that. I think that should be bigger a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's fine. Nice. Alright. So... the last thing we need to do is just input now the rotation spots. So what's your current rotation? 0. And if we go fully rotated, like all the way back, that is, let's call it negative 48 degrees. So, okay. So if we look at the trigger script, for this one, minimum rotation is negative 48. We'll have it break at maybe 46. And then single action, it'll be at a certain point. Leave it at, let's go to 45, 43. And reset rotation, have it be like negative 25, maybe? You can always fiddle with those numbers, but that sounds reasonable. Gotta go, yeah, oh, absolutely. Have a good rest of your day there. Hopefully the pandemic clears up and you can see everyone again over there. Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. And then let's see. Let's go. Hammer. And do the same kind of thing. So, minimum rotation 0, max rotation for the hammer. Let's say it's right there. You can always fiddle with that, but let's say 60 degrees. Yeah. See how that feels. So 60. And cocked is, let's say, 58. Or cocked is 60 and max is 62. Something like that. Double action, drop from 55. And that should be it. So let's just try it. Let's just try it. Let's go back to the windmill. Okay. Oh, interesting. Since these guys are children of the frame, we gotta do this. Why don't we do this? Gosh, I'm tired. Cool. We probably will end up needing that timer. Interesting. Seems like I've got the rotation directions backwards. Oh, hang on. Silly question. Z positive. The gun's facing Z negative in both cases. Okay. So I kept that consistent, which is good. Yeah, okay, so let's look at the script. Okay, we've got the right ones mapped to the right things. It's not that the direction is backwards, because if the direction was backwards, it would move if I swung the thing in the opposite direction. I'm probably doing something silly. What if we remove this clamp for a second? No. Well, so hold on. Let's look at the hammer. Interesting. That's weird. It's not receiving the drag motion. Ah. I've got these flipped. I don't know how I managed to do that. But that'll do it. Duh. Alright. I imagine that will solve it. That's not what I meant to do. I don't know how I did that. Wrong hotkey. Alright. There we go. Cool, cool. Alright, so now we actually need to register a couple more listeners, I think. Oh, and you know what? They might even just be manually... Look at this, look at this. See. Yeah, the trigger... Yeah. Trigger listens to when the hammer is cocked. Nice. 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 Okay. And then... vice versa. Flip them around. Alright, that should change some things here. Cool. Awesome. Now then, why is that not clicking? 1111 just missed it. Oh well. Huh. I wonder why that works on the other one, but not this one. Yeah, that doesn't look quite right, does it? That's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Does not have to be perfect. We're going for pretty good. That's the goal here. That's pretty cool. Oh, I forgot that we did this already. This feels really good. Alright, and now we're on to the next bit, which we will probably do tomorrow, but the the next project here is going to be having it so if you cock the slide like this, it also cocks the hammer, because that's how it should work, right? Just like this. Right. So the hammer is uncocked. Now this is going to take a lot of force. See how that cocks the hammer? It doesn't do that right now for either. So we'll want to fix that. We'll want to fix the magazines, so we can insert the magazines. That's next. And yeah, we'll go from there.